Oh, Brian, what a guy. He worked from sun up and he was working when the sun went down.
It was just like the rock of the barn, because when you had a windy, irritable day or rainy or something was going on, even if he wasn't in the greatest mood, he always made it better, because he could make a joke about it or make us laugh about it. And I mean, he really could make any situation just a little bit better than what it really was.
And he was kind of a practical joker. We always got a kick out of Brian.
My favorite Brian story is every year when it was the busiest time, when the line was all the way back, and we're talking hour wait maybe, and all the registers go on, probably 10 registers at some point. He would come out and he'd say, okay everybody, thank you so much for waiting in line, but we're gonna shut down the line so our Henhouse people can go to lunch. And the ladies would just look at him, and he used that joke every single time, and they always laughed. All the ladies loved Brian.
I think he got a high off of it.
He did. It was his one good Henhouse joke, and he loved it, and we loved it every year.
No matter what project I was working on, if there was an issue or a problem, I'd ask Brian and he'd say, I'll get that done for you. And it didn't take him very long, and he had the problem figured out and it was done.
He would do anything for us. He'd put up a shelf, he'd put up a wall, he would hang ladders in the stable barn from the ceiling.
One of the biggest memories with Brian that would stand out is like whenever it was like freezing cold and I'd be like layered up in my coat to do admissions, or just when I'd want my hair out of my face because it was windy, I'd wear like a bandana with it and then my ears would stay warm. And then he would always be like, oh, you look like Aunt Jemima.
Brian had the kind of personality that just made you feel welcome, made you feel comfortable, like you never felt like you were out of place or unwelcome. You just felt like fit, and his sense of humor was great. Like, it always brought a smile to your face.
I remember being out here by myself displaying, and he'd always come in and check on me, make sure I was okay and hadn't fallen or something fallen on me.
We were way over there in a tent, like a pop-up. There are 6 registers, 7 registers, with the lines all the way over there. And the wind and the dirt would come from the field, and it was kind of torture sometimes. But we did it year after year after year, and every year Brian would say, someday, Tara, I'm gonna get you the Mac Daddy Cadillac of all buildings. I'm like, right. 1 year,
Sure.
1 year, we couldn't believe it. We came and we were like, no way. It was like, this represents a lot to all of us registered people. And
I missed my spot.
yeah, we all have our spots, and we had a hard time coming up with a name for it. And when it's super loud and we had 10 registers and all the ladies in there, it definitely was a hen house for sure. And all the cackling and the ladies in line with all the cackling. This means a lot to us. This is a tribute to Brian and how special he was to us, but how much he loved us too.
Beep for you and 2 beeps for me. We worked together so much that he had his little system of trying to get Dina and I's attention when we were doing something. If he needed one of us, he'd
Well, he would beep
honk.
and everybody would look. He's like, no, 1 beep for you and 2 beeps for you.
Yeah.
I do miss Brian, and had a great time. I'm glad that Sherry brought me into this.
Our families knew each other way back. Brian and I could not have been 5, 6 years old. Then 50 years later, I answered Marla's Facebook ad as far as working out here, and so we got reconnected, and it was just such a blessing, so much fun, and so many good people, and thank you for giving me that opportunity.
It's just so funny how like so many random things will make you think of him, because I put my rain boots on the other day and it made me think of him because 1 year, without fail, every spring we always have the most rain that we'll ever get in the year on one of the barn days. And so one weekend it was flooded and muddy, and I remember walking to work. I came right past here to come into my spot, and I had my rain boots on, and I just walked as if nothing was happening. There was mud and water everywhere. I just kept going. I didn't really think much of it until Brian came up. And keep in mind, all of the customers are in line waiting to come in, so they're all watching me come into work. Brian comes up to me, he says, "You know what? I appreciate the way you just walk in like there's nothing wrong and the rain doesn't bother you. It's like you set a good precedent for the customers." And I just felt so proud of myself for walking the way I was supposed to. And so now whenever I put my rain boots on, I can't help but think of him and be a little bit proud.
Well, years ago, before I even worked here, I was shopping. I think I was just looking at all the things for something to put in my room. And he drove up on the four-wheeler with this big bear on the back of the four-wheeler and came up and handed it to me and said, "This is something that you can put in your room." And I've had it in my room for like 4 or 5 years. It's still in my room on a chair, and I love it so much. And this is definitely going to just be a part of Brian that I don't think I can ever get rid of it.
Nope, this is Boo.
This is Boo.
It's funny that he gave you a big teddy bear, Sayla, because he was just a big teddy bear. It's just wrong to be out here without him.
The girls and I were working out here one summer, and we were saving up all of our money so that we and my husband could go to Disney World. And you had told Brian that, right?
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, I'll help you out." And so he gave us all this scrap metal.
Got us to Disney.
It helped get us to Disney, and for that we will never forget our time. Our first time at Disney was all thanks to your Brian.
You had Bible studies up in your house.
Oh, yeah?
And I always talk to Brian about those studies, and that when I read the Bible, I didn't understand so many parts of it. And he said, "Well, I'll see if I can find something that will help you out." And one day, about a week later, he brought me a brand new revised edition Bible, and it was with a help section in it. And he gave me that as a gift, and I still have it to this day and read it and think about Brian every time I do.
Loved the conversations I had with Brian. Just can't imagine what Brian felt when he knew he was leaving the family that he had to leave. It just breaks my heart. Brian will always love you.
It was fun to have him around.